What's up? How is everybody doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying your journey as much as I am. Me personally, I just got over being sick or allergies or whatever. I don't know what the hell is happening, but it sucked. I'm glad I'm back. So, I've had a lot of people ask me, client-wise, online, in person, and I've just seen a lot of it on Instagram and a lot of it on social media, and that is, do you track food? Do you meal plan? Do you meal prep? Do you follow a strict diet? Do you stick to that pretty much? Kind of what's your plan? What do you do, Justin? What works for you? What doesn't work? Works for your clients? What doesn't? The biggest thing and the most powerful thing that I could tell you is all food is good. Okay? That's a stretch, you could say, right? Whatever. My point with that more so is, if food wasn't good for you, it wouldn't be released for you to buy and eat at the store, okay? But where that goes into a more in-depth conversation is when it becomes, food is good for you as a whole, right? But there are foods that are more nutrient dense and are better for you and offer more as like a reward than it does as a bad thing. So for example, yes, I mean, we're talking like a candy bar, okay? Like a Snickers bar, for example. You got fats, you got protein, you have sugars, you got, carbs, all that stuff. You go to, a healthy meal with broccoli, with chicken, with a carb, and with fruit, right? You have a carb, you have protein, you have fat, and you have sugar. The same as you do with the Snicker bar or with the candy bar or with something that's not as healthy, correct? But the difference is the type of quality of those macronutrients, of the carb, of the fat, of the protein. There's going to be a difference in the type of quality that you're getting by the type of food that you're getting. One thing that I see a lot of people do and hear a lot about is they make their food so complicated. Guys, this isn't a complicated process. Yeah, it might be intimidating. Yeah, it might be hard to switch the way that you eat because normally you eat out of a box, like a Velveeta box dinner or a hamburger helper. Yeah, you're cooking from home, but you're not making the food. It's still in a box. It's still not as healthy as it could be. It's more on the side of like a Snicker bar. Not as intense as a Snicker bar or as shitty a food as a Snicker bar, but it still isn't as healthy as if you made it fresh, meaning you go and buy noodles, gluten-free or not. It's a portion control. If you can't have gluten, then don't have gluten. If gluten isn't an issue or celiac isn't an issue for you, then have the regular noodle. If you prefer wheat noodles over white, then have the wheat over the white or vice versa, whatever. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you're eating a good balance, meaning good balance of fruits, vegetables, fat, carbs, protein, all that kind of stuff. You're staying in a calorie deficit, meaning you're eating less than what your body's outputting or making that a less amount that you're taking in every day. And you're moving your fucking body, okay? Those are the main things that you need to make sure that you do. Anytime that you can cook your food versus buy it out of a box or go through a drive-through, you're winning. Anytime that you can get fruit over a candy, you're winning. I don't know why fruit has been looked at as this bad thing because there's sugar. Sugar is what gives you energy. Sugar is what's in carbs. That's what gives you energy. Unless you're on keto, you need carbs. You need sugar. That's what gives you your energy. That's why you see a lot of big people that work out really hard, like on leg day. They tend to have a little bit higher of a carb day that day or more sugar or whatever, so that way they have more energy to get through their workout. Don't make food complicated, okay? Figure out what your BMR is or your basal metabolic rate, which means that is what your body burns without doing any exercise. So eating, sleeping, walking, going upstairs, going down, functioning, moving like this, talking, moving, making motions with your face and your eyes and your body in general is what you burn a day. On average, most people are anywhere from probably 15 to 3,000 calories a day, depending on your body, depending on, your activity level, whatever. You burn probably within that range of calories per day. All of us are different. Me personally, I think I'm at like 2850 or some shit like that. Like it's high. So for me to gain weight for me to gain weight, I need to eat more than what I'm burning. So I should shoot for probably around 3K a day. Someone else, it may be 1,600 and they're wanting to go weight loss. So they would maybe shoot for like 1,500. You don't want to go so calorie deficit that your body's going into what I call a shock, meaning you don't eat enough food, so your body stores it like you're a bear. That's the best analogy that I've used, and I've always used it. If you eat too much, you'll gain. If you eat too less, you'll retain. You may not, gain or lose any, but you're going to retain where you are, meaning you're not going to drop anything. You can work your ass off in the gym. You can do as much as you can. And yeah, eventually the weight will come off. But what happens is the stress hormone cortisol is going to be released when that happens. And that is going to be what makes that fat stick on you, okay? Or that weight not fall off of you, for example. So to give you a clear idea and to kind of give you an example, I've had many clients that they're eating, 12 to 1,400. I don't know why that's the number, but usually people start out at 1,200. My question to them is why? Why do you want to eat such little amounts of food? That's freaking low. I can eat that in a whole entire meal in like one sandwich. You go out to McDonald's, there's your Big Mac meal in one. That whole entire calorie for your day that's it right there. I'm not saying go out and eat 4,000 calories or 3,000, whatever, and you're going to lose weight. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is you need to find that balance and you need to listen to your body. If you're feeling lethargic at like 3 o'clock in the day, if results in the gym haven't changed for 2 weeks, meaning no weight loss, no weight gain, if that's your journey or whatever, you've basically been stagnant for 2 to 3 weeks, it's time to change. Change happens all the time. That's what makes this process and this journey so difficult, is what may work from month 1 to 4 may not work from 5 to 6 or 5 to 8. You have to continually evolve just as you evolve your training, right? You're not going to be doing knee push-ups 8 months down the road when you could do toe push-ups. You're going to evolve your training. You have to evolve your nutrition and evolve how much you eat, how often you eat, maybe the timing you eat. It's not going to be the same through your whole journey. A lot of times when I meet clients for the first time, they're very strict on their diet. And I'm like, why so? And they're like, well, because it will make me lose weight faster. You'll actually lose weight faster if you give your body the good nutrients that you need and you put out harder workouts. So what I mean by that is, say you start out, month 1, you're eating 1,200 calories, you're working out 2 days a week because soreness is just unreal. Like soreness is like 2 and 3 days long. Fine. Month 2, you move and you're eating still the 1,200 calories, but now you're working out 3 days a week. Month 3, you're eating 1,200 calories and you're moving 4 and 5 days a week, right? So your output is becoming larger, but your input is still the same. What's going to happen is between month 2 and 3, you're probably already starting to feel sluggish, or at 3 o'clock, you got that wall that you hit and you're like, damn, I can't move anymore. I can't move. I'm tired. So when you get off of work, you don't go to the gym. So now not only are you eating not enough, you're not working out because you're not getting enough nutrients. So if you start to feel the lethargic or the lack of energy, the brain fog. Brain fog for me is a huge one when I know that I'm not eating enough. Lack of energy, just not thinking as clearly, just kind of blah, going through the motions. And then you go and do your workout and you're like, whatever, okay? Say you bump that calorie from 12 to 1,450, 250 calories, right? People say, Justin, why am I going to increase my food to lose more weight? And my answer to them is, you give more input or more food, your output is better. So as your progression of month 2, 3, and 4, your workouts are getting more intense. Your food should also follow along with that. So I always say start with 200 calories, 150 to 200. That's not a lot. You have to eat in excess of 3,500 to gain a pound of fat, right? So if you're worried about losing weight, in 10 days, you're only eating, what is that, 1,500 calories in 10 days? You're still half of that. So you could almost eat 20 days to see if the increased calories helps you actually lose weight more or quickly. And if it doesn't, when you start gaining weight, maybe drop it by 50 calories. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a weird thing. So if you have questions on that, and this is just kind of touching base of nutrition today, I just wanted to let you know that if you're in a standstill with your weight loss or your weight gain, change something. If you want to have a high carb day or have a high protein day or whatever, it's all coming down to like the calorie in, calorie out. That's it. That's basic. That is how weight loss journey works. You could eat very healthy and not really move a whole lot, and you'll still lose weight. Adding in the exercise is going to accelerate that weight loss, or accelerate maybe the muscle gain or whatever, your journey may be, or your goals may be, I should say. So if you have questions about this stuff, reach out to me. Food shouldn't be as difficult as you see on social media, as you see everywhere. My most successful clients that I have ever had in sustaining long-term success and long-term lifestyle changes are people that I don't actually meal prep for or send meal plans to. And I'm not saying I'm against it. If you need that as like a guide, or you just strive better doing that, then so be it. Me personally, I will definitely help you there, right? I'll help you. I'll send you the meal plan. I'll meal prep. I've done both of those before. Me personally, one, I can't eat the same shit every day. It's not going to happen. I will for maybe 2, 3, 4 days, and then it's like, and I feel like that's a lot of people that try to do the meal plan. 2, I like variety. I don't want the same boring thing every day. I want maybe asparagus as my vegetable for Wednesday instead of broccoli like the last 2 days. And that's okay. Change your food. Keep it interesting. Experiment. Like I had a girl tell me, one of my clients the other day, she's like, for my late night sweet snack, I have low fat Cool Whip and a cup of strawberries. That's amazing. That sounds delicious. Like, can I have some? I want some. But we're so in tune and so driven by outside sources that we're like, oh, well, we can't have that because there's sugar. When the hell was freaking fruit a bad thing? Fruit has always been a good thing. Vegetables has always been a good thing. When you're in school and you learn about the food pyramid and all of that kind of stuff, food is good for you. When did natural food or earth-grown food become the unhealthy stuff, and stuff like crazy diets, crazy supplement pills, fat loss things, all these kinds of things that are like, hey, lose 12 pounds in 10 days. Yeah, you're losing probably water weight. You get off that pill and you go back to normal life, what happens? Or you go on vacation. You need to learn to eat for your lifestyle. If you like to travel, probably a meal plan is not going to be the best thing for you. Maybe learning the simple rule of using your hands being your portion control be the good one. So having your vegetables be the size of like 2 of your fists. Have your protein be a fist, and have your carbs maybe be about half of your fist. If you could do something like that, where it makes portions simple, that way if you go out to eat or you go to a buffet or whatever, you're at a barbecue or whatever with the summer, try to keep that in mind. Portion control, caloric deficit, and movement and hydration are really the only 4 things that you need to remember when you're doing your weight loss journey. Don't complicate it. Don't be like, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, this and that and that. If you're that type of person, that's fine. That will work for you. But for me, as example, that doesn't work for me. And it may not work for you or whatever. Everybody's different. Our journeys are different. And that's what makes, each journey unique and each journey special in itself, and why each small celebration should be celebrated. That's a huge thing for me. I'm a huge about celebration. Half a pound lost, that's half a pound lost. That's awesome. Yeah, it may not be where you want to be, but maybe that half of a pound loss or a pound loss motivates you to want to go work out harder, or go today and kick some ass in the gym when you were kind of feeling sluggish and you didn't. Little tiny celebrations equate into bigger celebrations, which then equate into more action, and that more action becomes more motivation, and that more motivation becomes more consistency. More consistency means more lifelong success. So, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I don't want to go too long with it, but I just want to start touching base on where my stand is when it comes to nutrition. All food is good, remember that. Portions is the biggest thing. You can eat something that's healthy to an unhealthy stand if it's not controlled with portions, okay? I have people that say, oh, I love these 100-calorie popsicles. They're great. I have them too. I buy them from Costco. They're Yasso. They're mint, Greek mint popsicles, and they're so damn good. But if I eat 6 or 7 of them, yeah, they may not be terrible for me, but I mean, that's an extra 700 calories. So my point is today on this is don't make food complicated. Make food as easy as it is for you. Fit it into your schedule. Fit working out, fitness, nutrition, all of that stuff into your life, because that's going to mean that you're going to sustain that stuff or have a higher chance of sustaining that stuff than you would if I said, hey, here you go, eat this shit, eat this meal plan, and you're going to look at it and be like, wow, that's overwhelming. Why is this so hard? Instead of me saying, hey, I want you to focus on, you don't eat vegetables? Fine. This week, I want you just to add in some vegetables to every meal that you have. Or I want you to add in, a big salad with your dinner or with your lunch or wherever you can, or your snack, wherever you can get it in. That way you can continuously make small changes that add up to big results. You could do, water. For, have like a half a gallon of water. That's one thing. And then maybe the next week be like, hey, I've got the water down. This week, let's add in more vegetables. This next week, I've been really craving sweets and like, damn, I want some candy bars. I want some pixie sticks or whatever. Instead of maybe having that, maybe have that for one day and then have a fruit or have something that maybe you're craving. Maybe you're like, hey man, I really want a Snicker bar. Go buy that Snicker bar. Eat half of it or eat the whole entire thing and don't feel bad about it. Just be like, hey, I had that today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pumped, and go crush a workout or go do something active. Go for a walk or something. Don't let a bad decision of your food carry on to the next day either. You can't outrun a fat meal or anything like that, except that you had that, enjoy it and move on and be okay with it. Be okay with, hey, yesterday wasn't the best, but 5 days last week were good. 2 of them, they could have been better, but only 5 were really good. 2 of them were kind of whatever. As long as you're giving more consistency and doing things, the weight will come off. One meal's not going to make you fat. One day, 1 week isn't going to happen. It's prolonged bad habits or good habits that create a lifelong of either health or not healthy. So take food into your own hands. Do what works for you, not what works for Justin, not what works for your wife or your friends or your husband or whoever. Do what works for you. And I guarantee you that will be what makes you successful, because you're empowered. You're the one making the choices, and okay, cool. I made this meal. I could have done this differently, or I could have made a little bit smaller of a portion this time. You're going to learn and you're going to evolve, and it's going to ever be changing. You have questions or you want more on this topic, leave me a comment, leave me a like here so I know you guys are enjoying the content, and we'll elaborate a lot more on this because nutrition is a huge part of this and a significant part of this. All right, guys, I will catch you next time. Enjoy your day, move that body, and stay healthy. See you guys.